good evening. I say to everyone, I'll only be 10 minutes, so I know you've been waiting around for me all day, but I'm finally here. I'm just going to give you an update on an initiative I'm working on called the BIM Innovation Capability Programme. And I'll give an overview of why it exists, the purpose of it, and then I'll give you some of the results that we found, and then more importantly, I'll talk about what we're planning to do over the next year, or hopefully a couple of years if we get extended. The project team consists of myself, Dr. Alan Hoare, Professor Roger West, and the most important person, Suzanne Purcell, who's in charge of all the financial aspects. So, this initiative came through a direct response from Enterprise Ireland, from initiatives such as within the EU Parliament, where they decided that they were going to adopt BIM and ICT skills with regards to their policy in regards to the procurement, and also to do with the level 2 BIM mandate in the UK. So Enterprise Ireland reacted to this, and what we have in here is the BIM Innovation Capability Programme. And this is a partnership between the Construction IT Alliance and Enterprise Ireland, as well as an academic partner in the form of Dublin Institute of Technology, who's represented within this through the Arnold F. Gray Scholarship. We have Trinity College, who are advisory academic partners, and we have Future Analytics, who review all the data, ensure that it's within scope, it's within the actual tender, and that we are delivering what we promised Enterprise Ireland that we will deliver. So it's broken into 4 distinct packages. Package 1 entails desktop research. 2 is field research. Package 3 represents a condensed period of analysis, while 4 represents the dissemination strategy. And at this moment in time, our main dissemination strategy is through our live website, www.bicp.ie. Okay, so that's where all this data will be published. And the purpose of creating this website is to create an e-portal or a system where people who are either on their journey, planning to go forward on the journey, can have access to important information about where we are at this current moment. And so what the BICP sets to do is measure the maturity of BIM within Ireland, within the public, the private, and also within the HEIs. So let's discuss how we're planning to do that. The first scene, if you look at your table there, there's a pack out there for the BICP Global Study. And the purpose of this was to review 26 different countries. And what we want to do is establish common themes and common pillars, so we had an idea what Ireland would need to do within their mandate. And these countries consisted of countries that had mandates such as the UK, other countries such as Scotland, Germany, Italy and Spain who have proposed mandates, and as well as developing countries in the area of BIM such as Portugal, who are on their road but have put quite interesting initiatives in place in order to kind of advance it over there. So what we came up with here is a number of key themes and pillars which we think should be our roadmap or should be based around. And the reason why this is quite important, because I think most of you know, the fourth quarter 2017, the National BIM Council are going to present their Irish roadmap to the Irish government. And so some of the data that we're doing here, we're helping to feed into that. And such as this is some of the kind of key themes and pillars that we came across, such as the need for open standards, collaborative environment, the adoption of international standards, objects such as Pathfinder projects as we've seen in the Scottish Pain Clinic within Cookenwood in the UK. So there's a number of different avenues, and within the report, which is to be released now in the next 2 weeks, or 2 to 3 weeks, the full report, you've only got a flavour there, we'll outline what these are, and we'll see what our response is to these different pillars. So up here we have a 3-pager published in BIM Ireland. We have, if you go to the BICP website, if you click on any of the links up there, you'll have detailed information of each one of these countries, important documentation, if they have a mandate or not. And then also we have the first initial scope of our BIM Global Plan, which we'll develop into a 30-40 page document. This is the first part. We'll narrow this down to 6 countries, and we'll look at them in a lot further detail. So where this is important and where we are in at the moment is the Irish BIM study. So the whole idea that BICP is to set a benchmark, to understand where we are, where we're going, and importantly what we need to do. So we're going to look at these pillars that we found through the global study and address it with regards to Ireland to see where exactly we are in each one of these different pillars. So we're looking at contracts, we're looking at current standards, and something that we're doing at the moment, which I'm finding is quite interesting and important, is I'm trying to bring a transparency to the number of projects. We have 13 fabulous case studies here, and I've made a database of 50 to 60 BIM managers, which I'm hoping to have a discussion with, a coffee, ask them 5-6 simple questions, and by doing that, we'll get an understanding of our clients requesting it, barriers, advantages that they're finding, and more importantly, what jobs they've used it on. And then we'll be able to kind of use this to kind of go, well, look, actually, people are saying that BIM isn't really widespread in Ireland, but we have a case study here of 60, 70 different projects which have adopted it. So that could be a bit optimistic, but the whole idea within this study is to provide a benchmark that we can kind of work from and then move forward. What we're also doing within Work Package 1 is that we found, we're trying to develop a number of case studies. So we have we have the National Children's Hospital, and the information was deemed so interesting in this, and that the level of BIM was so high quality that we're doing, that it's going to be used in the BIM handbook by Chuck Eastman as a case study. And what we're also looking up here is to use the 13 different case studies that we come across here today, write them up, kind of discuss, talk with people, and develop them further, and put them up there beside the National Children's Hospital. So that'll give us, before the end of the year, 14 to 15 projects, and that'll only develop from there. And that'll kind of serve as a great avenue for people coming and downloading Irish-specific case studies. We also recently did a transition survey, so I know you know there was a survey done last year, and what we've actually found in partnership with Enterprise Ireland, that there's actually an increase in clients using BIM, or CEOs, because it was targeted at 100 different CEOs. The same CEOs were targeted again this year, so we could do trend analysis, and that we found that the actual UK mandate is impacting 50% of the survey. Another option that we're looking at, and something that we have to do under the tender, is have focus groups. So we have to have at least 2 consultation projects. So we're going to have say about 10 to 15 BIM managers into CitA, sit them down, have a focus group, and kind of discuss key problems, key areas, and kind of solutions that they'd like to see maybe implemented within the roadmap, or maybe kind of moving forward that they think if it's addressed in national policy, or even, not at such a high level, that might kind of make their job a little bit easier. I've also began the process of mapping all the BIM courses available in Ireland. If you go up to www.bicp.e, you should be able to see all the 3rd level institutes, university courses available. I've had discussions with Dr. James O'Donnell in UCD. I presented down in Waterford, in Carlow, in Dundalk. The whole idea is to kind of get BIM out there to everyone, let them understand what we're doing, what's the purpose of it, and try and get transparency. And that's the whole idea, understand where we are in regards to the maturity of our market. And by doing this, we're hoping to kind of establish, are students actually getting jobs out of this? Is this undergraduate, is this postgraduate, is actually what we're teaching meeting the needs of the students, or do we need to develop it? I also have a intense public sector consultation period, and we've had a chat with the OPW, who are looking at doing level 2 BIM on, OPW are using it for the courts. I know they're not directly requesting it, but BAM are using it, and so by virtue, they are going to be having BIMs in that format. Department of Education and Skills are using it. Irish Water are looking at Killy Bay. Are looking at Ring End water plant. National Development Finance Agency, and I had a discussion with Metro North, who Transport Infrastructure Ireland, who are looking at implementing a level 2 procedure from the beginning. We've also established a number of working groups, such as the client working group chaired by Dr. Claire Penny. We have the contracts procurement group, hopefully to be chaired maybe by Simon Fraser. And then we also have the BIM academic group, where we have representatives from different institutes around the world, within Ireland. And the whole purpose of that is not just to have these as individual silos, but to have them all talking to each other, so we can all, we can find an agenda from the client group that we can bring into the procurement group, that we can bring towards the academic group. So to get all these talking together, and we have some of the top names within the country in regard to leading these areas. So, only 2 more slides. So what we have here is a series of KPIs, and the KPIs are based around ensuring we make impact. Okay, the whole idea about the BICP is to ensure that we can impact, and that we're kind of, everything's up here about citations, downloads, kind of getting information out. So we want to ensure that we are impacting people's kind of understanding of BIM, and that we're kind of doing what needs to be done in regards to advancing the kind of where we're going in this aspect. And finally, as a kind of a nice tie-in with Dr. Mohammed Qasim. I'm doing David's job here. The whole aspect here is that we are looking at measuring maturity of BIM in Ireland, and this is a well-renowned maturity macro model that's been used in numerous countries and has got good results. So we have had discussions, very early discussions, with Mohammed about regards to using this to understand where we are and where we are in particular in other countries. Now, Mohammed is going to go through this in a bit of detail with regards to Ireland, but we are hoping that the results that we kind of give after that will be help develop a little bit further. So, look, very brief, but thanks very much, and you can go home now. You've heard it all.